Now, the sixth edition of the Realtime International Film Festival, which held in Nigeria amid the lockdown of COVID-19 pandemic, has been touted by organizers as very successful with the use of modern online technology to achieve this feat.
And that's amazing. The festival, which aims at building a truly international, all-inclusive and remotely accessible film festival by becoming the acclaimed technology-driven, remotely accessible film festival in Nigeria and in Africa, I should say, with a keen interest in cultural and creative arts, was hosted, imagine, online.
Well, this was in response to the global pandemic, which made social distancing a priority.
My brothers and sisters in quarantine, I'm Johannes Krug, director of Divine 419. Our film is about a fake prophet. I think during these corona times, you will see who is fake and who is not. And if you watch our film too, you get the tools to differentiate.
Well, joining us now to talk through the hosting of the Realtime International Film Festival in Nigeria amid the lockdown is Ronya Man, an Israeli Diplomat resident in Lagos, Nigeria, and a producer and also the founder of the Realtime International Film Festival. Welcome to the morning show, Ronya Man, if you can hear me. Well, we do know that while other festivals resolved to cancelling their schedules, this was actually a time where RTF decided to stick to the vision of the company and be able to give technology-driven, remotely accessible interventions, so to speak, by your members. Now, I want to know, how were you able to do this? What were the challenges that you faced? I mean, a film festival online, that's something you rarely see.
Well, the most important thing for us was to create a platform that was secured and could prevent any infringement of copyrights. So we reached out first to the filmmakers and asked their permission to go online, because when lockdown started, we were in the midst of production ourselves. Most of the festival's team is filmmakers. And so once we had to stop production midway, we realized a lot of people are in the same situation, and it would be a great idea to give them this content that we already have 2,000 and something submissions of films. So we quickly put up a platform that was safe, reached out to the filmmakers, and we eventually we screened the films that we want to screen, and within a week we had the platform ready with 116 films from 28 different countries. And daily we would give passwords for watching the films so that they could not be downloaded.
Well, let me first of all congratulate you on this maiden edition of an online version of the film festival. I personally found it fascinating that you still observed the unwritten protocol to sing the Nigerian national anthem before you started the event. That was quite fascinating and interesting for me. But let me ask you also, because your event was supposed to hold in June, you brought it forward. Why?
Response to COVID-19. And funny enough, we had so many participants. We had like 10,500 participants, 500,000 Festivalia participants, that's attendees, and 23 million viewers on the screening platform that actually watch the films worldwide. So with those numbers, you can see how the answer we gave in such a real time to COVID and to people's hunger for something to cling on to and forget about the troubles for a minute of the world, it was so on point. And it just shows we're always streamlining the festival. We always have online Q&A sessions during the festival with filmmakers from the world. But this year we had even the master classes online. And the numbers just show how the world is going towards online. And it has been going for a long time, and I think it's going even faster now. Not to say that it's going to replace, personal contact, but it's definitely, it has an impact. And I think that's what COVID-19 will show us after, even after it's over.
Okay, Ronya, you take a pause because I want to show our viewers what I meant by fascinating to see the Nigerian national anthem being taken at your event. Fascinating, Ronya. And I listened to the conversation before the commencement of the national anthem. And someone did say, you know, in Nigeria, before we start any event, we must take our national anthem. Interesting. Well done.
All right. Very great one, Ronya. In fact, I should say to you that Cannes, Sundance, and all the great film festivals have no excuse for canceling this year. They must go ahead and do it just like you have done it. And I just wanted to say this to you.
Thank you. And we are the first film festival in Africa to have gone online and answer to COVID-19. We are the first film festival to use the online platform in such a way. And I would like to thank our sponsors as well. We had 44 awards given in an award ceremony where we also sang the anthem again. And we had a jury from not just Nigeria, but also from Africa, from Egypt and the US. And so we sang the anthem with them. And I think that's a great way to show what we can do here in Nigeria alone.
And
I want to thank our sponsors.
I just wanted to talk to you about the logistics behind this. You know, how could you get a lot of people together? What was the internet like while you were doing this? Just tell me the whole gamut of the logistical process. Tons of people are here. And how were the panel sessions and the insight sessions like? Just talk about it.
Mostly the internet was good. Really good. We did invest a lot in a good internet infrastructure for the festival, and we used a couple of different applications for different sessions. Yeah, but it was really good. Even the master classes where you have a lot of interaction, the roundtable sessions, there was a lot of interaction, because screening films is maybe the easiest part, but having this kind of conversation with 40, 50 participants, that's where you really test the internet. And all in all, it was very successful.
All right, Ronya, I see that the internet is a little bit not too fair on us, but real quickly, I just want us to take the trailer, and I'll come back and allow you to talk me through how you stream those movies live. You know, going through the process of streaming those movies. Let's just take the trailer. We'll come back to you real quickly. Can somebody just put the trailer up for us?
Realtime Festival, y'all. We just having a good time. Realtime Festival is here and the love is incredible. YES. It's for everyone in general, so don't be left behind like a vegetable. With no grudge, you need to show love for humanity. Whether you're young or grown up, no time to discriminate, so don't judge. How we do what we do and make the most of our lives as well as creativity. Chasing our dreams and hoping for longevity. So you can call this a special delivery from a poet that stands out like the Statue of Liberty. Oma, you go give me a high five if you get to see the world through my eyes. Cause I'm really getting used to the bright lights. I like what Meiji made tea, I'm quite nice. Yeah.
Events in Nigeria. we sing the national anthem, so we have to sing the Nigerian national anthem.
It's a pleasure to have you back right here on the Rise Morning Show. We've got Ronya Man. She's an Israeli diplomat resident in Lagos, but she's more passionate about films, I should tell you. Realtime International Film Festival that was held recently online. And if Ronya can hear me, I'm so excited just hearing the national anthem, hearing the feeling, the spirit behind it. I talked about logistics. I talked about, the internet. You said all of that was sorted out. Obviously, how all of that was sorted out, I should say. The streaming is another part. How did you stream the movies, and how did you, ensure that these movies were not taken by people on the internet? Because it was free on the internet, and those movies too, those producers of those movies, they have to make some money, and the joy of every festival is that nobody takes the movie and goes to show it somewhere else. So how did you ensure that? How did you stream it? What technology did you use? And Ronya, I should tell you this. I'm looking forward to next year's online edition of Real Film Festival. Even if you have the physical one, you should have the online one for people like us. This tradition was not dying with COVID.
Thank you. It's great. We really had a great engagement of audience in this festival. I mean, it's just amazing. And the reviews of the people were like, been to film festivals before, but the comradeship and sense of family that RTF has is unique to RTF. And it's been said to us in every physical edition, but it's even more heartwarming when it comes from an online edition, because like you said, there's a lot of challenges when going online, and we did have in mind the prevention of downloading films, etc. So we built a screening platform unique for the festival, where we uploaded films daily in blocks, and then we would give a password for that block, and we would keep those films on just for the week of the festival. As soon as the festival was over, everything, the whole website we closed everything down, and everything has been deleted off the internet. So nobody can download anything, but we did make sure we have the approval of the filmmakers that submitted to the physical festival. And we always have more than 2,000 submissions yearly. To get their approval to actually screen online. Not everybody wants their films online for understandable reasons. So, yeah, we have that in mind as well.
Okay, Ronya, so what does this mean for the future of film festivals as well? Because if you think about it, I mean, this is something that has always happened, and we have people coming in from different countries to come and show their movies. But with this development and seeing the success of the online Realtime International Film Festival, is it something, as Rufai had rightfully mentioned earlier, where we're going to be combining the online and physical film festival? And also, moving forward with that, I did see that you have 2 international movie deals. Can you talk to us about that as well?
Yes. So film festivals are all about showcasing films and creating collaborations for future projects, right? And connections and communicating and sharing ideas and experience. And so I think RTF did a really great job on that this year. And again, with so many attendees going forward, I think for our sponsors, and please just let me thank our sponsors, the Society for Performing Arts Nigeria, the Women in Film and Television Nigeria chapter WIFTIN, and the RMA Acting Studio, which I run. We sponsored awards. There were 44 awards given during this edition. And I think for our sponsors and others, it's a great platform to engage in. And going forward, now that you're going to your question, it just shows how people would love to engage in this kind of content. And RTF is quite artistic. It's not your usual film festival. It has more artistic films. It has content that you don't normally see in cinema theaters. And it just shows that people are open to that kind of content, are maybe even thirsty to engage in content that isn't just the norm of what you get here, the mainstream. And it's globalization. I mean, the world is getting smaller and smaller. Globalization has been going on for many, many years, and I think COVID is just a catalyst to enhancing that.
All right, two questions for you, Ronya. I mean, despite being your maiden edition, online edition, there are reports that you received the highest applications ever since the festival started. What do you think was responsible for this? And then secondly, I'd like to get your take on the 20-hour filmmaking challenge, which is part of the festival. How did that come out? I mean, with people locked down in their houses, how did these movies turn out?
Okay, so for your first question, I think that, again, we answered the situation of lockdown very, very quickly. And so people were thirsty to engage in something and grab on it. And RTF already has its great reputation from former years. This is our 5th year. So I think, you know, as soon as people saw the opportunity to engage in RTF within the current situation, they grabbed it. And you can see it also in the filmmaking challenge, because people were like, so how are we going to do the filmmaking challenge? How are we going to do it? They know about it already. It's our, you know, flagship event of the year. And so we said, just go and grab whoever is around you, whatever you have. Filmmaking is essentially about telling stories, and COVID-19 has a lot of stories to tell. And so the filmmaking challenge was all about your immediate story. I mean, the more personal your story is, the more it touches other people, because we're all going through the same thing. We had over some 55 participants in the challenge alone, which is, you know, making a film within less than a day. So it just shows how people are just looking forward to engage in that kind of activity. And our festival was giving them that, what they wanted.
Amazing stuff, I should say, amazing stuff. I just want to ask you this personally, Ronya. Why are you Israeli? You're of the Israeli diplomatic corps, but you have this very strong passion for Nigeria. You've starred in many Nigerian movies. Somebody will have thought that you'll have loved to hold this festival back in Tel Aviv or something. But for you, it's Nigeria or nothing. Do you have a Nigerian blood somewhere or Nigerian streak that we don't know about, Ronya?
You know, a lot of my Israeli friends went back to Israel when the lockdown, just before the lockdown started in Israel, which is about 2 weeks before it started here. And I said, I'm not going, I'm staying here with my colleagues, with my friends, in my house, in my home. And then we decided to do RTF. So everything just fell in together, and I feel very much at home here, thanks to the great team of RTF and to my other great friends in Nigeria. And so I want to thank all of you and take this opportunity to say thank you. And to thank the RTF team, because really without that team, we couldn't have put all of this together in such a short time.
Definitely.
Amazing stuff.
Yes, Ronya. I would like to just bring your attention to the question I had asked earlier regarding the international movie deals that had come out, 3 of them that had come out from this festival. Can you quickly talk us through that?
Well, like I mentioned before, we had roundtable sessions, online roundtable sessions during the festival, and with so many filmmakers coming in from so many different parts of the world and longing to connect and make that connection. And people were saying, so how can we help each other? Everybody's facing the same challenge now. How can we help each other? And from that, actually festered the international collaborations and co-productions. People shared strengths and skills and stories. And so we have 3 co-productions already in plan. Some, like for myself, I have a film that I want to shoot in Lagos and in Cross River State. And then I met a producer who lives in Norway, but she's very adverse with Cross River State. And so we decided, okay, we're going to do this together as soon as the lockdown is over. But we already now can go back into development process and still work on that. So that's just one example. There's another example of the filmmaking in Canada and who's Nigerian in Canada, and some script writers from Nigeria. Yeah, it's great.
Right, in 20 seconds, if you can, Ronya, I mean, as the producer of this film festival, what did you miss the most about not having a physical film festival this time around?
I think what you miss the most in any online engagement is that energy that filters through the screen, but it's not the same as, meeting the people in person, feeling them, touching them, hugging them.
All right. Thank you so much, Ronya Man. We can't wait to get COVID over, but congratulations once again.